Do you like soccer? Well, if yes, then you might know about Pele. He's the most famous soccer player of all time. Hello, Pele fans, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we have brought an amazing video to you all, well, at least I think it's amazing, in which we'll be discussing some of the important facts about Pele. I'm pretty sure you'll be surprised after knowing them, so without any more further ado, let's jump right into the video. Pele was named after the inventor Thomas Edison. Pele, originally known as Edson Arantes do Nascimento, was born on the 23rd of October in 1940 in Brazil, and is widely regarded as the greatest football player of all time. He was also named in the 20th century list of 100 most influential people made by Time magazine. And today, we'll be discussing some interesting facts about this living legend. Pele has done many things to advance soccer and his professional career. He's played in more games and scored more goals than any other soccer player in history, and is an international sports hero. Pele has raised millions for charities like Great Ormond Street and Harlem Street Soccer. When Pele first saw his father crying after Brazil lost the 1950 FIFA World Cup in Uruguay, Pele told him, "Don't worry, one day I'll win it." So, let's move on to the first fact. Though Pele was a very skilled soccer player and he did break many records, there's one record he was never able to beat. His father held the record for having the most headers scored in one game. 5 goals is a high number for any single player in a single game, regardless of how good they are. But his father's 5 headers scored goals in one game is absolutely an unbeatable goal. You'll be pretty amazed to know that Pele was about to break his father's record of 5 headers in one when he scored 4 headers in a semi-final match against Botafogo club in 1964. One-day football legend Pele, revealing some of the biggest regrets of his playing days, remembered that his father scored 5. That was something brilliant. He said, "I also tried hard, but I couldn't break his record." Tough luck, said the football legend. Fans generally get pretty excited when they know everything about their favorite person. So, what's your opinion, guys? Share that old thing with us in the comment section. It's time to talk about more Pele, though. Pele was born in 1940, and perhaps something more important than when he was born is where he was born. He was born in the small Brazilian town of Tres Corações, meaning 3 hearts in Portuguese. Portuguese, which is the native language of Brazil if you didn't know, is Pele's first language. Pele was also the oldest of 3 children in his family. His father, João Ramos do Nascimento, was a famous soccer player as well. For every young boy, their father is their biggest role models during their formative years. What do you think? In the case of Pele, it was no different. Not only did he emulate his father, but also is the benchmark for greatness across generations of footballers, which is why he chose to become a football player. Pele played for Santos, a very successful team for whom he, at 15, scored the winning goal in a 7-1 victory over another state team. Isn't that amazing? He made his international debut against Brazil in July of 1957. Unfortunately, Brazil lost to Argentina 2-1, Pele having scored the only goal there. He was playing for Santos again, and the most important thing to know was, well, you'll find out in the next one. While playing for Santos against another Brazilian team, Botafogo in the Brazilian league, Pele scored 8 out of 11 points for his team. The game was a complete blowout, and the final score was 11-0. This is an amazing achievement for any soccer player regardless of their skill level. A single player will rarely have multiple opportunities to shoot on the goal in a single game, never mind scoring, never mind 8 times. At 17, Pele became the youngest World Cup winner. He also scored twice in the final against Sweden. Pele scored his 1,000th career goal on a penalty kick. In 1969, there were roughly 8,000 fans in the Maracanã Stadium in Brazil to watch him convert the penalty kick into a goal, although he would later say that it was the worst penalty kick he'd ever taken. It was nonetheless his 1,000th career goal. Fans mobbed the field after the goal was scored, and it took more than a half hour just to get the game started again. At Santos, the 19th of November is known as Pele Day, to celebrate the anniversary of his 1,000th goal. Honestly, are you surprised that they had a day named in his honor? If you score 1,000 goals, it's probably the least of things that you deserve from your first club. Still, not having a Pele holidays would be kind of egregious in our eyes. Beyond all this, Pele had an amazing career, and let's see what he got in his career. Pele had an amazing career, like I just said, and has scored more goals than many people could ever dream of in one career. He played in a total of 1,366 games and scored 1,283 goals during his career. This is the highest number of goals scored by any single person in the history of the sport. Pele has created history in the career, so you could say, which was a matter of great pride for him. Many doubt that this number will ever be beaten. In 1999, he was voted Football Player of the Century by the International Federation of Football History and Statistics. In that same year, he was also crowned Athlete of the Century by International Olympic Committee. Pele served as a Brazilian Minister of Sport from 1995 to 1998. He had also scored 93 goals in 97 games. Pele was a very important player for Brazil on the international scene. He had won 97 international cups, and with this, he had scored an amazing 93 goals between 97 games. I have an interesting fact for you about Pele. It is, when he played for the New York Cosmos, so many of his opponents wanted to swap shirts with him that the club had to give each of their opponents a shirt after every match. A little bit of a random question for you. Do you like hat tricks in sports? Well, maybe watch the next fact and I'll give you a hat trick. A hat trick denotes scoring 3 or more goals during a single game. Pele scored 129 hat tricks during his career. Many people are awestruck by the number of goals Pele has scored throughout his career, and so it's an incredible feat to score 3 goals in one game at once, and not only that, but Pele did it 129 times. Yeah, what kind of a player is he? Amazing. That's the kind of player. During his international career, he won 3 FIFA World Cups. One in 1958, one in 1962, and one in 1970. And he's the only player to ever have done so. Pele is the all-time leading goal scorer for Brazil with 77 goals over 92 games. He had an amazing height of 1.73 meters, or some lesser folk, Americans, would say 5 feet and 8 inches. In 1970, during the World Cup final against Mexico, the heyday of Brazilian soccer, commentators Malcolm Allison and Patty Creelan said, "How do you spell Pele?" Easy. G-O-D. He was a national hero in some senses. Well, I mean, actually Pele is a national hero and an idol in his native land of Brazil. He's known very well for his contributions to soccer and has inspired thousands, if not millions, of children to play soccer over the years. Being a national hero is kind of a matter of great pride. The son of a nation that has come to embody the very flair and essence of the game of soccer, the Brazilian is revered as the greatest soccer player of all time. On the all-time World Cup goal scorers list with 12, Brazilian football player, or, soccer player, Pele is regarded as perhaps the greatest player in the history of the game. I'll say it for the 5th time, I just can't, he's so good. In his time, he was probably the most famous and possibly the best paid athlete in the world. He was part of Brazilian national teams that won 3 World Cup championships. Pele is the only player to ever have been a part of 3 World Cup winning teams. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. Thanks for watching it till the end, too. So if you enjoyed the video, please like it and share the video. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, too. And then maybe press that bell icon so whenever we slap out a new video, you see it. We'll see you guys in the next video. And then maybe until then, you can watch some of our old videos if you haven't. Later.